Hello, friends. Welcome to the launch of our new channel, Indie History. I am Sakshi Sharma, your host for this channel. We are very happy and excited to bring this program to all of you. Through this channel, we shall be focusing on the real heroes, historic events, and historical places of India. The reason we came up with this idea of narrating the stories of the lives and heroism of our great historic figures, events, and battles is that most kids nowadays are unfortunately not aware of the real history of our great nation. Unfortunately, today our history books focus more on recent history, mainly woven around the British and Mughal history. As proud Indians, we feel that it is very important that our coming generations too hold knowledge of the great history of our motherland. Through this endeavor of ours, we shall try our best to bring out stories from our magnificent historic periods and share whatever knowledge we can. I hope with all your good wishes and support, we can put up a good show and do justice to this knowledge sharing. I'm very pleased to present the first episode of Indie History today. A few days ago, I was thinking of who to start with in this first episode of ours. In many ways, history is synonymous with valor, courage, and heroism. And when I sat down thinking of these virtues, the first name that popped up in my mind was none other than the great Maharana Pratap Singh. So today, let me try and tell you a little bit about this great son of India. Pratap Singh I, as he was initially known, because he came to be known as Maharana Pratap only after his crowning. He was born on 9th May 1540 to Uday Singh II and Jayavanta Bai at Kumbhalgarh in Rajasthan. He was the grandson of the famous Rajput ruler Rana Sanga. Hopefully, we will soon do an episode on Rana Sanga in the near future. Maharana Pratap was married to Ajab Power of Bijolia, and he went on to marry several others too thereafter, mainly due to political reasons. He was the 13th king of Mewar, which is a region of present-day Rajasthan, and he belonged to the Sisodia clan. Here I must tell you the contribution of the Rajputs of Mewar towards their motherland is an epitome of their sacrifice, which will forever go down in history. During the reign of Maharana Pratap, Akbar was the ruler of Delhi. At this point of time, Akbar was already on his way to capture major princely states across the country, and he succeeded to a very, very large extent, as we all know. But despite 30 years of trying to get hold over Mewar, Akbar could never really take over the region, as Maharana Pratap did not give in and strongly resisted against this invasion. On the death of his father, Maharana Pratap's half-brother Jagmal Singh ascended the throne of Mewar. But as Pratap Singh was the eldest son of the king and deserved to take the throne, this was unacceptable to the people of Mewar. And therefore, under pressure from the people of his kingdom and the courtiers, Pratap Singh was crowned king in 1572. Though there are some contradictions in some places of reference that he was probably crowned in 1576, but in majority of the places it has been mentioned as 1572. As a result of the crowning of Pratap Singh, his half-brother Jagmal Singh swore revenge and went and joined hands with Akbar. The Sisodia clan, the clan from which Maharana Pratap belonged, worshipped the deity called Ekling Mahadev, and Maharana Pratap had taken an oath at the deity's temple that as long as he was alive, he would never accept Akbar as the ruler of his land. Another important member of his life was his horse Chetak, who was known as the Blue Horse, and therefore the Maharana was also known as the Blue Horse Rider. It is said that whenever Chetak went to the battlefield, a false elephant trunk was fixed to its face, so that the enemies mistook him to be an elephant. Chetak had successfully rescued the wounded Maharana out of the Battle of Haldi Ghati, and thereafter it breathed its last, only after taking the Maharana to safety. His famous jump across the canal during the rescue is famously quoted in several literary artworks. Chetak thus became immortal and has lived through times through regional songs and poems. Even today, there stands a memorial for Chetak at Haldi Ghati. Everyone has heard the stories of Chetak, but I must tell you the Maharana also had a favorite elephant who was called Ram Prasad. And Ram Prasad had killed 13 elephants of the enemy's army during the Battle of Haldi Ghati. Talking about Haldi Ghati, I guess we'll have to do yet another episode on the Battle of Haldi Ghati, which would include all the details of the battle. Well, much before the Battle of Haldi Ghati, there was a famous bloody siege of Chittorgarh in Rajasthan from 1567 to 68, during which the entire eastern belt of the region was lost to the Mughals. But the rest of the kingdom continued to stay under the Maharana's control. When he refused to submit to Akbar despite several proposals from the Mughals, war was inevitable. And thus the Battle of Haldi Ghati. The Battle of Haldi Ghati was fought between Maharana Pratap and the Mughals on 18th of June 1576. Haldi Ghati is located at modern-day Rajsamand in Rajasthan. Akbar is said to have sent his son Jahangir, well, many of us know him as Salim, to this battle, and his army was led by none other than Raja Man Singh. Raja Man Singh is yet another important historic character of Indian history, which again we will try to cover in some other episode, so that we can get into the details of all these people. It is said that Jahangir actually had run away from the battlefield at one instance, but later returned after regrouping his army. Akbar won the battle with a larger army on his side, but could not capture the Maharana. Therefore, it is said that Akbar felt winning the battle was not enough. Rather, winning the battle was actually a futile win, because his ultimate objective was to capture the Maharana, which did not happen. Thereafter, the Maharana spent his days in the jungles with his men. He was very well trained and strong in guerrilla warfare, and later on went on a marathon spree and recaptured his lost dominions one after the other. Akbar kept trying to defeat the Maharana, but the Maharana remained undefeatable till the end. Probably he is one of those Rajput kings, who remained undefeated. Maharana Pratap Singh is said to have died due to injuries sustained during hunting at Chawand on 19 January 1597 at the age of 56. He was then succeeded by his eldest son Amar Singh I. Thus ended the reign of a valiant king and a great son of India. Maharana Pratap was one of the strongest warriors in India. He is said to have been over 7 feet tall, 7 feet 5 inches tall to be precise. On the battlefields, he is said to have carried a spear weighing 80 kgs, 2 swords weighing over 200 kgs. His armor weighed around 70 kgs, and he himself weighed more than 100 kgs. The look of the Maharana itself created fear amongst his enemies. He was an invincible warrior of his time, and the tales and accounts of his victories, valor, and courage have always been an inspiration to all throughout the centuries, and are very much an inspiration for all of us till date. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We shall see you soon with yet another heroic story. Take care and stay safe.